So, Poirot may be one of the best detectives of all time, but there is one mystery that I would like him to solve for me. Why does Armie Hammer have me blocked on Twitter? I don't know. I've never said, to the best of my knowledge, anything disparaging against him. I've never said anything bad about any of the films that he starred in, at least not on Twitter. I don't think I've even atted him before. Why am I blocked? Maybe he doesn't want to eat me. Is it that? I don't know.
I ask you. Have you ever loved so much? Been so possessed by jealousy? That you might kill.
How's it going, guys? Welcome back to my channel and time for another episode of Luke's Reviews. On today's video, well, Kenneth Branagh is back as the infamous detective Hercule Poirot in Death on the Nile. Poirot is invited to a reception gala to celebrate the marriage of Simon Doyle to the heiress of a wealthy estate played by Gadot. The party board the Karnak as it sails down the Nile, but one evening a guest's body is found, and the mystery begins as Poirot has to uncover who the killer is before it's too late. When Kenneth Branagh assembled his ensemble for the adaptation of Agatha Christie's Murder on the Orient Express, the results were a little unimpressive, mostly due to my indifference to the story rather than Branagh's direction itself. But for Death on the Nile, I mean, we have a very similar format. Branagh as Poirot, an ensemble of riches, all stuck in one reasonably isolated location, and yet Death on the Nile worked considerably better for me than Branagh's last outing. I think that the most important factor was that the story gripped me. I was invested and compelled in this mystery and making my own hypothesis along the way. Perhaps it helped that I was totally unfamiliar with the source material and I was basically experiencing this story for the first time. Or maybe it was the fact that a good old-fashioned murder mystery just doesn't come around all that often anymore. And with the right setup, the appropriate amount of tension, and a satisfying climax, the murder mystery genre can be a real treat if you get those components spot on. As a director, you can tell that Branagh is just having fun making this. He's got a great cast, they're all dressed fancy, and they're basically all getting to party together and then scream at one another in the next scene. And what I like is that Branagh is making full use of his ensemble, orchestrating these scenes of them all together, rather than just in like the bigger story beats. There's so many scenes where they are just there, all of them in the frame, and that isn't something that you get nowadays with such a big ensemble. It's usually a few of them share a scene and then they come together for like the bigger moments, but here they're all there at their disposal. What an ensemble too. A lot of people have been kind of joking around with Gal Gadot's performance here, and okay, yeah, some of the line delivery isn't fantastic.
And enough champagne to fill the Nile.
But I'm not going to say that the performance is bad. I don't think she did a bad job. She was fine. Emma Mackey is probably the standout for me. I felt like of all the performers in this film, she really took hold of her character the most and had just this undeniable screen presence about her. The only one who didn't really work for me was Russell Brand. Now, I'm all for him trying to switch things up a bit because he plays, it's a dead serious role. There's no comedy to his performance whatsoever. But it just didn't work for me. And I could never buy him as the character that he was supposed to be, which makes me wonder why the casting director chose him in the first place. It didn't really make a great deal of sense to me. I will say that the film doesn't necessarily get straight to it. There is quite a lot of dilly-dallying around before we even get to the first murder. But then I wouldn't say that I was bored, because I thought that Kenneth Branagh did a really good job of just setting the whole scene, of instilling the appropriate atmosphere for what then is to come. Death on the Nile is also a lot more visually inventive than its predecessor. There's some unique cinematography choices, some work and some don't. There's also a really quite interesting prologue to the film that then loses all of its effect when you find out its purpose featured in the film. And then, bizarrely, there are like a heck of a lot of VFX shots in this film, and it's not good effects. Really, really poor green screen too. It looks almost as if they spent so much of the budget on getting this cast together, and then the spare change that they had was left for the effects themselves. But despite some misgivings here and there, I had a blast with Death on the Nile. It set out to make a captivating murder mystery, and it had me hooked. Branagh clearly gets a kick out of making these, and so long as he sticks to the better Agatha Christie stories, then we'll be right as rain. So I'm going to give Death on the Nile a 7.5 out of 10. Anyway guys, those were my thoughts on Death on the Nile. Let me know, have you had a chance to see the film yet? What did you think? Leave your thoughts in the comments below. And my question to you, I would like to know, what do you think should be the next Agatha Christie story that Kenneth Branagh should take on as Hercule Poirot? Let me know down in the comments below. But that is all we have time for today. Thank you very much for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Hello, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you have, make sure to click that like button, and if you aren't already, click that subscribe button too.